Chancellor Wafa, the candidates are assembled. We may now proceed with the commencement exercises. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem and invocation. Gianna Cahill will lead us in the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Dr. Megan Van Etten, the 2023-2024 Faculty Senate Chair, will now give the invocation.
Students, faculty, staff, family, friends, we gather on this grand day understanding that we come from different places, hold different values, and cherish different beliefs, yet today we are united in gratitude and celebration. We come together to celebrate the education and knowledge gained and the degrees earned. We come together to appreciate and admire the hard work and dedication that it took for these students to make it here today. We celebrate the dreams and hopes of all within our society that were encouraged and nourished at Penn State Scranton. We are thankful for all the support given by our community of mentors, donors, faculty, advisors, staff, family, and friends. In a world where many have little to celebrate, we are thankful for the accomplishments of all those we see before us today. As we continue our journey through life on different paths towards different experiences and destinies, may our gratitude unite us in the desire to use for the common good all that we are and all that we have learned, so that the reasons to be thankful will fill our own lives and every other life we encounter. May our gratitude on this grand day guide us towards peace for each person and toward freedom to live, work, and serve throughout our days.
Please be seated. On behalf of the faculty and staff, I warmly welcome you to the 2024 commencement celebration for the Penn State University, Scranton. These commencement exercises are held in this 56th year of Penn State Scranton and are part of a tradition, as this is the 169th year of the Penn State University. Today, parents, friends, and colleagues of the graduates, alongside our staff and faculty, celebrate with joy and pride the achievements of the class of 2024. I'd like to give a special welcome to our special guest, Dr. Darlene Dene. I think she's here. Could you please stand? She is a past chair of the Penn State University Scranton Advisory Board, a passionate supporter of our Thon dancers, as well as a devoted volunteer for Thon at University Park. She has been very consistent in supporting Penn State Scranton, so we thank you. Now I would like to introduce the platform party. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. As I call out your name, please remain standing so that we may recognize you collectively. Mr. Matt McGloin, our keynote speaker. Matt, could you please stand? Yes, thank you. Ms. Abigail Gaebel, Chancellor's Scholar. Mr. Fred Powell, Penn State Scranton Advisory Board Chair. Mr. Sean Wolfe, President, Penn State Scranton Alumni Society. Vice Chair and Trustee David Klippinger, Penn State Board of Trustees. Dr. Darrell Johnson, Chief Academic Officer. Dr. Bagisha Mukhedri, Associate Professor of Mathematics and 2024 Faculty Marshal. Mr. Matt Need, Director of Student Services and Engagement and Master of Ceremonies of this year's commencement. Mr. Jim Garaway, Director of Enrollment Management and Student Aid. Mr. Gene Grogan, Director of Business Services. Ms. Christine Ostrowski, Director of Development. Mr. James Hart, Assistant Teaching Professor, Arts and Humanities. Dr. Megan Van Etten, Biology and Science Program Coordinator and the 2023-2024 Faculty Senate Chair. Dr. James Wilkerson, Business and Project and Supply Chain Management Program Coordinator. Dr. Majid Chastis, Mechanical Engineering Program Coordinator. Mr. Paul Perron, English and Multidisciplinary Studies Program Coordinator. Dr. Janet Melnick, Human Development and Family Studies Program Coordinator. Dr. Alan Peslak, Information Sciences and Technology. Dr. Justina Malinak, Nursing Program Coordinator. Dr. Renee McNair, Psychology Program Coordinator. Please be seated. Penn State Scranton is able to provide high-quality education because our faculty is dedicated to providing the best educational opportunities and experiences in northeastern Pennsylvania. Would all faculty please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our faculty who are vital for advancing higher education at Penn State Scranton. Please join me in recognizing their contributions to your university and the community at large. Please be seated. Penn State Scranton is able to support our students and faculty because we have highly dedicated staff who play a viable role in keeping this campus, our campus, functioning at the highest standards. Would the staff who are present, who are all over the place here, please stand so that we can recognize you and thank you. Staff. Students, you are here this afternoon because you have earned the right for this special and joyous occasion. It took years of hard work and long nights preparing for exams and meeting deadlines. You may have worked one or more jobs to pay your way through college. You may have sought help from family and loved ones to assist you during this journey. But we also know that for many, there are very special individuals who stood with you and whose support was key for you to be here this afternoon and who deserve, who deserve to be recognized. Would the mothers, fathers, husbands, wives, children, fiancés, significant others, friends, and supporters of our students, please stand. Thank you. Penn State Scranton identifies a degree-seeking student in the final year of his or her program and has the highest cumulative grade point average as determined by the criteria of their school or department to be designated as the Chancellor's Scholar. The recipient of the 2024 Chancellor's Scholar designation is Ms. Abigail Gaebel. Abigail is a biology major. Since Abby's transfer to our campus in fall of 2022, her impact has been nothing short of remarkable. Alongside her academic excellence, she has conducted novel independent research, served as a biology senator, tutored peers, danced for Thon, and delivered the keynote speech at the undergraduate research fair and exhibition. In addition, she is this year's Greater Scranton Penn State Chapter Pride of Lions Award recipient, received an Academic Excellence Award for Biology Science, served as the 2023-2024 Chief Justice for the Student Government Association, and was inducted into the Tri Beta Honor Society. Abigail's empathy and support create a welcoming atmosphere, making her an invaluable asset to our campus community. She embodies the very essence of what it means to be a dedicated scholar and a compassionate human being. We have been fortunate to have her as part of our community. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Abigail Gaebel, the Penn State University 2024 Chancellor Scholar, who will share a few words with us. Abigail?
Good afternoon, and thank you, Dr. Wafa, for your kind words and wonderful introduction. I would like to start by extending a sincere thank you to the esteemed faculty, staff, administrators, family, friends, and loved ones here today. Without your constant support and encouragement, none of this would be possible. I would also like to extend a special thank you to my best friend, my mom. Your constant positivity, friendship, and love has made my everyday brighter. I would not be standing up here today if it weren't for your unwavering support of my goals and my dreams. Thank you to every individual within this crowd today for that same love you extend to the accomplished graduates sitting before me. Now, to my fellow graduates, congratulations. Let's make some noise for the class of 2024. As we gather here today to celebrate the culmination of our academic careers, I am deeply humbled and grateful for the opportunity to address you all. Today marks a significant milestone in our lives, a moment that we have worked tirelessly to reach, and one that we will remember for years to come. Along the way, I've had the privilege of getting to know many of you very well, and have formed friendships that I am certain will withstand the test of time. I am profoundly grateful for the laughter, memories, and even struggles we've endured together. As I stand before you, ready to reflect on our shared experiences and lessons of our time together, I am struck by a common thread that runs through each of our stories: the journey. The journey of discovery, growth, and transformation that has brought us to this very moment. It can be said that life itself is an adventure, a winding path filled with twists, turns, challenges, and triumphs. As we stand on the threshold of the next chapter of our lives, I'm reminded of the words of the poet Robert Frost, who famously wrote, "Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference." As we prepare to exit the familiar life of higher education and enter the outside world, each of us faces a choice. Do I follow the well-worn path laid out before me, or do I create my own path, venturing bravely into the unknown, forging a new future? Throughout our time at Penn State Scranton, we have been challenged to think critically, challenge the world around us, and step outside our comfort zones, delivering us to this pivotal day. Sitting before me, I see a group of scholars ready to change the world, academics with a tangible difference. Yet to reduce the class of 2024 to merely a group of eager graduates ready to join the workforce would be a grave injustice. As I gaze upon my peers, I am struck by the richness of our collective identity. I see not only intellect, but love, friendship, innovation, creativity, compassion, so much more. As we step into our respective roles and professions, let us not lose sight of that very humanity that unites us. As we find ourselves in the uncharted territory of the future, challenges will arise along the way. The way we face these obstacles, however, is what truly defines us. Persevering through hardship and walking down the unfamiliar road is what allows us to grow, embracing occasional failure or mishaps. Let us remember the true measure of our success lies not in the accolades or titles we obtain, but in the lives we touch and the hearts we uplift. For it is in those very instances, and the connections we forge and the bonds we share, we discover our path, our purpose. Suddenly, life's true richness unveils itself, guiding that once difficult path with ease. Through our willingness to persevere, to choose the road less traveled, we pave the way for a brighter world. So I challenge you, my fellow graduates, to create your own path. Don't define yourself by the titles you will obtain or the successes you can write down on paper. Let your journey be guided by the talents and traits that make you who you are. Let us continue to be the trailblazers, the pioneers of kindness and scholarship as we set forth on our own unique paths less traveled. Congratulations, class of 2024. May your journey be filled with purpose, passion, and endless opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Wafa.
As the Chancellor Scholar, she gets a very special medallion. I know you can see it, but it says the Pennsylvania State University Chancellor's Scholar, and it has a shield. So we're very proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Fred Powell, the Advisory Board Chair for this year. Mr. Fred Powell joined Penn State Scranton's Advisory Board in 2017 and currently is the chair of our Advisory Board. Professionally, Mr. Powell is the Chief Financial Officer of Lava Therapeutics in Philadelphia. Lava is a clinical stage immuno-oncology company focused on engaging gamma delta T cells to transform the treatment of cancer. Prior to joining Lava, Mr. Powell had spent over 25 years working in the biotech and pharmaceutical industry. He has developed and led finance and IT teams in the US and globally. In addition, he has led the initial public offerings of 3 pharmaceutical companies and has completed numerous financings and company acquisitions and mergers. Besides being chair of Penn State Scranton's Advisory Board, he is active in other nonprofit organizations in the Philadelphia area. Fred holds a bachelor's degree in accounting from Penn State University, and he began his Penn State education at the Scranton campus. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Fred Powell.
Thank you, Chancellor Wafa, for that kind introduction. I'm delighted to be here today representing the Advisory Board of Penn State. Being a part of the Advisory Board has allowed me to gain an excellent understanding of this truly amazing class of 2024. To each graduate, as well as those who have supported you on this achievement, congratulations. Now and in the years to come, I fully expect you will fondly look back at your time at Penn State Scranton and understand what a tremendous foundation it has built for your career and for your life. And now, I'd like to introduce to you today someone who is an incredible supporter of Penn State and the Commonwealth campuses, as well as an individual hoping to keep Penn State's land-grant promise. That is to ensure Penn State's education is accessible and affordable for all students. And may I add, recently elected new to the Board of Trustees. Matt is a Scranton native who graduated from the Pennsylvania State University in 2012 with a Bachelor of Arts from the College of Communications and Journalism. He is currently a county commissioner for Lackawanna County. Matt is the founder of Matt McGloin Foundation from 2026, and the foundation helps youth, veterans, and those in need throughout northeastern Pennsylvania. He has also helped to support the Boys and Girls Clubs of Scranton, the Children's Advocacy Center of northeastern Pennsylvania, the Scranton Area Foundation, and the Scranton Kiwanis Club. Matt was a professional football player in the National Football League and was a dues-paying member of the NFL Players Association, a labor union representing NFL players. During his time in the NFL from 2013 to 2018, McGloin was a member of Oakland Raiders, Philadelphia Eagles, Houston Texans, and Kansas City Chiefs. He was also a member of the New York Guardians of the XFL from 2019 to 2020. Matt currently resides in Waverly with his wife and 2 children. Please welcome me please join me in welcoming Mr. Matt McGloin. Matt.
If you see Chancellor Wafa with his stopwatch out, it's because he's told me roughly 20 times or so I have about 8 minutes to deliver this speech. Thank you so much. It is indeed an honor for me to be here today. Chancellor Wafa, members of the faculty, family, friends, and most importantly, congratulations to the 2024 Penn State Scranton graduating class. Having the opportunity to speak here today has allowed me to take a moment to look back, and so if you'll indulge this washed-up football player for a few minutes, I'd like to share with you a few stories from my time at Penn State and what I've learned along the way. I can guarantee you that it doesn't matter whether you've played football or not, whether you were an athlete or not. These stories and these lessons learned apply to you in everyday life. It's been 12 years since I've graduated from the Penn State University and 16 years since I first stepped foot on campus. I can honestly say that it is true. Time does fly by. I'll be married 7 years this June to my beautiful wife, Bailey, who is also a Penn State alum. We have 2 boys, ages 5 and 2, and an 8-year-old Labrador Retriever named Rudy. Going back to 2008, right before I made the decision to go to Penn State, a decision that I struggled terribly with, my mother looked at me and said, whatever you do, whatever you decide to do in life, don't have any regrets. And it's incredible how something so simple said by a mother to her son can have such a major impact on someone's life. I lived my life around that and make every decision based off that. So don't ask yourself, will I regret doing this? Ask yourself the question, will I regret not? That thought that you have in your head and the feeling that you have in your gut, it's the right one. I was a preferred walk-on at Penn State, barely recruited to play the sport that I loved. In fact, my first ever lift at Penn State, I spent more time at the trash can than I did lifting weights. I showed up as an out-of-shape kid who was getting laughed at day one by our strength staff and the people in the weight room that day. And I'm pretty sure when I first showed up, nobody even knew that I was a member of the team. I somehow managed to finish the workout that day, and the way the weight room used to be set up at Penn State was it was connected to the training room and to the locker room, and there was a small hallway It wasn't very big and it wasn't very long. And so you had to walk through that hallway to get to your locker room. And when I look back on that first miserable day, walking those 10 steps from the weight room through the hallway, head down, completely discouraged, it was like an instant switch had gone off in my mind as to what my response would be moving forward. You see, there's only one of two ways that you can go after what just had occurred, after you're humbled and beaten. You can retreat and accept the fact that you're there to simply just be there and that you'll just be a number moving forward. Or you can push back and make the decision and say, they'll never see me like that again. I chose the latter and made the decision that I am now here to take over. There will be moments like this in your lives where you need to recognize just how crucial a certain point in time is, and you must make the decision to push back and know that what separates the ones who succeed versus the ones who retreat are the ones that are able to get past the self-doubt. They simply don't accept it. I earned a scholarship 1 year into my playing career at Penn State. Joe Paterno called me over at the end of a practice and said, "We're going to put you on scholarship." That's it. No special moment. It was business as usual. But his approach in doing so said so much more than just a few words. We now expect more from you. We demand more from you. And you're being recognized for your hard work, your dedication, because of the respect that you've earned, and for your consistency in doing what we've asked you to do on a daily basis. One of the more difficult things I've seen that people have to deal with is consistency. Consistency needs to be your advantage. Can you be the same person every single day no matter what? If somebody takes a day off, you don't. If somebody's not putting forth the right amount of effort, you have to. If somebody isn't focused on the task at hand, you have to be a sponge. If someone takes a break, you can't afford to. You don't have the luxury in life of not being on at all times. The question you need to ask yourself is, can I show up every day and the people around me know exactly who they're getting? Can I do that in life? Can I do that with my job? You should never want anyone to think that they can do your job better than you. You have to protect what is yours, and you have to protect what you've earned. I called my parents one night a few years into my journey at Penn State, and I said simply on the phone, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I packed up my suitcases, and that somebody needs to come down here and pick me up. Sometimes when you give so much of yourself to something and the results aren't what you want at that specific moment, it can take the life out of you. My parents calmed me down. I went to bed. I woke up the next day. I went to class, and I went to practice. The idea of pushing and continuing to push is so difficult, but you have to ask yourself the question, would you be okay without seeing things through? Would you be able to give up without seeing what the finished process could potentially look like? And worst of all, would you regret it? Don't get past the what if. What if you just stuck it out for one more day? What if you just hung in there for one more week, for one more month? Because in my story, about 2 months after this moment had happened, I started my first game against Michigan at Beaver Stadium. You don't know how close you actually are until that thing that you've been chasing becomes a reality. 3 things come to mind when I think of this story. 1, you have to believe that your time will come. 2, you don't need to try and prove people wrong. You need to prove to yourself that you are right. And number 3, when you're upset, call mom and dad. Some of you remember 2011 and 2012 at Penn State were some of the darkest times that any university has ever faced. As a team, we adopted 2 quotes that we live by: ignore the noise and Charlie Mike. Ignore the noise referred to listening to nothing on the outside. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It is just what it is. It's noise. They don't know what we're dealing with. They don't know what we're going through. Therefore, their opinion, well, it really doesn't matter. The only opinions that you need to concern yourself with are those around you, your team, your unit, the people that you're working with side by side every single day. Charlie Mike, who some of you in this room may be familiar with, it's code in the military for continue mission. No matter what, you don't stop. Things are going well, Charlie Mike. Things get tough, difficulty hits. It doesn't matter, Charlie Mike. It's not losing focus. It's staying the course, and it's continuing to battle. I spent 5 years as a student athlete at Penn State, seven years playing professional football. I've had the opportunity to play for some of the greatest coaches and the greatest athletes in the world today. I dedicated my life to the sport of football for 25 years. However, when something is done with you, it's done. You see, I chased the dream for that long, and one day the phone stops ringing, and it's time to move on. If you had said to me on Thanksgiving Day in 2013 in the middle of Cowboy Stadium before kickoff that in 11 years I'd be the commissioner in Lackawanna County, well, I would have laughed directly in your face. Time is funny, and it does go fast, and life is interesting. You can work your whole life for something, and in the blink of an eye, have it come to an end. And then what? I truly believe now that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. I loved football, but I never let it define me. That's why I encourage you to find what you're passionate about. Find what motivates you. Find your why. Because what you do next in life may not necessarily be what you're doing for good, and that's okay. I encourage you to prepare for the next opportunity, never knowing when it'll come. We have no idea when our next chance at something great will present itself. But if you're not prepared for it, and if you're not ready for it, that moment will never come. I encourage you to not chase wins or losses, but simply chase constant and never-ending self-improvement. Be the type of the person that when your feet hit the floor in the morning, the devil says, they're up. I encourage you to never give someone the satisfaction of saying, I told you so. I told you they weren't good enough. I told you they couldn't do it. I told you they weren't going to make it. And don't fear backing yourself into a corner and saying, okay, I now need to find my own way out. Understand that discipline will play a major role in your success. So let me be the first to congratulate you and welcome you to the Penn State family. This isn't a brand that you just wear now for 4 or 5 years. You will wear this for your life. And as you enter this new chapter of your lives, adversity will certainly be there. You will doubt yourself. You will question your why. Your character will be revealed over time. The reason why success is limited to a few, it's because they're willing to do the things that they've never done to get the things that they've never had. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And when that doubt begins to creep in, and it will, always remember, ignore the noise, and no matter what, Charlie Mike. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mac.
Thank you.
And congratulations for your election as a trustee. In appreciation for your services and for being our 2024 keynote speaker, I am honored to present you with this bronze plate. Again, you can't see it, but it's a beautiful piece. It has the lion, our knitting lion. It says Penn State Scranton, Matt McGloin, Commencement Speaker 2024.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We come now to the central moment of these ceremonies, the presentation of degrees. Dr. Durrell Johnson, Chief Academic Officer, will introduce the graduates. Durrell?
Thank you, Chancellor Wafa. Good morning, family, friends, faculty, staff, and a special welcome to our graduating students. Before we begin with the conferring of degrees, I'd like to thank the Penn State Scranton faculty and staff and your family and friends who have supported you in the journey to this point in your academic career. You're graduating from a prestigious institution with a long history of rigorous academic standards, and it's our pleasure to join you in celebration of your academic achievement. In recognition of students' academic achievement, the university recognizes students graduating with academic honors. Candidates for summa cum laude are wearing blue and white cords. Candidates for magna cum laude are wearing blue cords, and candidates for cum laude are wearing white cords. Certain graduates also have been recognized for their academic achievements through induction in one or more National Academic Honor Societies and for participation in the Campus Honors Program. These students can be identified by their commencement cords and stoles. In addition to recognizing candidates, academic honors, students who have honorably served, are serving, or are commissioned to serve in the U.S. military are wearing red, white, and blue cords in recognition for their duty and sacrifice. Please join me in congratulating graduates who have been recognized for their academic excellence and military service. Thank you. Graduates, you'll be called to stage to be recognized and receive your diplomas and will be dismissed to stage by discipline. Audience, we ask, I know sometimes it's a fruitless ask, that you hold your applause until all the graduates in each discipline have been recognized. Thank you. The candidates for the baccalaureate degree in mechanical engineering will now be recognized by Dr. Wafa. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering please come forward to be recognized?
Antonio Police. Garrett Walsh. Christopher Boswell. Michael Waltman. Eric Ryan. Kyle Zuvik.
Everybody beat me to the applause. On behalf of the Penn State Scranton Mechanical Engineering faculty, congratulations to our graduates. The candidates for the baccalaureate degree in biology will now be recognized by Dr. Wafa. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Biology please come forward to be recognized?
Kasai O'Day, Student Marshal, summa cum laude. Andrew Odshorn. Samantha Collins. Morgana Costanzo. Alana Ballback. Abigail Gaebel, Chancellor Scholar, summa cum laude.
On behalf of the Penn State Scranton Biology faculty, congratulations to our graduates. The candidates for the baccalaureate degree in science will now be recognized by Dr. Wafa. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Science please come forward to be recognized?
Dale Ignatovich, Student Marshal. Paige Hazen.
On behalf of the Penn State Scranton Science faculty, congratulations to our graduates. The candidates for the baccalaureate degree in corporate communication will now be recognized by Dr. Wafa. I'm going to take that line out of my speech next year. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in corporate communication please come forward to be recognized?
Justin Dorneman, Student Marshal. Jenna Scarfo. Andrew Gallia. Shayla Romero. Khalil White. Tyler Rebello. Fiona Jordan.
On behalf of the Penn State Scranton Corporate Communication faculty, congratulations to our graduates. The candidates for the baccalaureate degree in English will now be recognized by Dr. Wafa. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in English please come forward to be recognized?
Alexandra Buselli, Student Marshal. Alex Jordan.
On behalf of the Penn State Scranton English faculty, congratulations to our graduates. Will the candidates for the associate degree in multidisciplinary studies will now be recognized by Dr. Wafa. Will the candidates for the degree of associate arts in multidisciplinary studies please come forward to be recognized?
Lauren Holzman, Student Marshal. Michael Renna.
On behalf of the Penn State Scranton faculty, congratulations to our graduates. The candidates for the baccalaureate degree in Human Development and Family Studies will now be recognized by Dr. Wafa. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Human Development and Family Studies please come forward to be recognized?
Gretchen Murley Jalea, Student Marshal. Nicole Tinna. Allison Marshman. Katrina Sorvin-Young. Vidi Patel. Nidhi Patel. Nina Began. Ria Patel. Stephanie Ann Algar.
On behalf of the Penn State Scranton Human Development and Family Studies faculty, congratulations to our graduates. The candidates for the associate and baccalaureate degrees in information sciences and technology will now be recognized by Dr. Wafa. Will the candidates for the associate degree in science and information sciences and technology and Bachelor of Science in Information Science and Technology please come forward to be recognized?
Erica Davis, Student Marshal, cum laude. Rushi Patel. Dhruv Patel. Andrew Bednarik. Rudolph Null.
On behalf of the Penn State Scranton Information Sciences and Technology faculty, congratulations to our graduates. The candidates for the baccalaureate degree in information technology will now be recognized by Dr. Wafa. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Information Technology please come forward to be recognized?
Kyle Bosley, Student Marshal. Matthew Deal. Maxwell Phillips. Mahek Gandhi.
On behalf of the Penn State Scranton Information Technology faculty, congratulations to our graduates. The candidates for the baccalaureate degrees in psychology will now be recognized by Dr. Wafa. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science in Psychology please come forward to be recognized?
Ashley Torres, Student Marshal, magna cum laude. Alexandria Clark, cum laude. Mackenzie Kaiser. Abigail Labady. Paige Lipty. Nicole Nafus. Jaylyn McFadden. Lynette Guaba. Marcion Saba. Haley Bass. Morgan Trusolski. Kristen Moore. Jessica Hook. Andrea Williams. Abigail Schrader, cum laude. Ryan Whites.
On behalf of the Penn State Scranton Psychology faculty, congratulations to our graduates. The candidates for the baccalaureate degree in Project and Supply Chain Management will now be recognized by Dr. Wafa. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Project and Supply Chain Management please come forward to be recognized?
Gabriel Ukrainin, Supply Chain Management Student Marshal. Haral Patel.
On behalf of the Penn State Scranton Project and Supply Chain Management faculty, congratulations to our graduates. The candidates for the associate and baccalaureate degrees in business will now be recognized by Dr. Wafa. Will the candidates for the degrees of associate in science and business administration and bachelor of science in business please come forward to be recognized?
Luke Gardner, Student Marshal, cum laude. Timo Uvera. Layla Barron. Casey Jones. Brian Hobbs. Matthew Davis. Thomas Lewis. Erica Yatson. Xavier Bennett. Jared Yates. Quinlan Speckhart. Charles McAvoy III. Swapnel Bott. Joseph Lizick. Riley Nealon. Francesca Volano. Paul Shumanowitz. My apologies. Kalesa Shed. Fernando Larrea. Robert Grzybowski. Gianna Crahole. Her diploma is being presented by her father, John Crahole.
On behalf of the Penn State Scranton Business faculty, congratulations to our graduates. The candidates for the baccalaureate degree in nursing will now be recognized by Dr. Wafa. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing please come forward to be recognized?
Grace Ursich, Student Marshal, magna cum laude. Madeline Grills. Jacqueline Schreier. Abrail Johnson. Alyssa Freymouth. Grace Rosecrans. Jordan Simones. Kelly Varco. Megan Schmidt. Carissa DeLuca. Alexis Taylor Fumati. Monica Darji. Isabella Vinskovsky. Joseph Walser. Kayla Drutherolski. Megan Grippy. Mary Reef. Shayna Baker. Morgan Sharif. Hunting Nicole Chen. Sammy Olmide Aman. Natalie Fabasovich. Isabella Pihanik. Taylor Saltkill McCrew. Sadaf Siddiqui. Rochelle Swanson. Jennifer Schwartz. Angelia Sobko.
On behalf of the Penn State Scranton nursing faculty, congratulations to our graduates. Each year, Penn State students who have completed their degree requirements at another Penn State location choose to attend commencement ceremonies at Penn State Scranton. At this time, I'd like to invite to the stage the candidates for the following degrees: Bachelor of Science in Human Development Family Sciences, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. Please come forward to be recognized.
Brianna Harrison. Aryan Patel.
On behalf of the Penn State University faculty and the Penn State Scranton faculty, congratulations to the graduates. Congratulations to our graduates from the Penn State University and Penn State Scranton. Please join me once again in congratulating our 2024 graduating class. Dr. Wafa, the candidates have successfully completed their respective degree requirements established by the Pennsylvania State University and are ready for conferral of their degrees.
And now, class of 2024, we turn to the Board of Trustees, the legal corporate body of the Pennsylvania State University. This is the body that, by our charter, is given final responsibility for the governance, welfare, and all other interests pertaining to the university. At this time, I call upon Trustee David Clippinger to authorize the conferring of degrees at this ceremony. Trustee Clippinger was appointed to the Board of Trustees by Governor Tom Wolfe, effective January 2017. He was elected to serve as Vice Chair of the Board in 2020. Mr. Clippinger earned his Bachelor's of Arts from Penn State in 1977 and his J.D. from Temple University School of Law in 1980. He is Chairman Emeritus at McNeese Wallace and Nutrick LLC, a law firm in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. After serving as chairman for 12 years, he served as vice chair of the board of the Pennsylvania Chamber of Business and Industry from 2015 to 2018, and as chair from 2019 to 2020. At Penn, he is a member of the College of Liberal Arts Political Science Department's Board of Visitors, for which he served as chair from 2013 to 2015. We are very pleased that he is with us today, Trustee Clippinger, and thank you for joining us on this momentous occasion. Trustee Clippinger.
Thank you, Chancellor Wafa, and it's my pleasure to be with you today. It's over a year ago when I visited this campus, and I was on my way when I left this campus to do a commencement ceremony, I believe at Penn State Harrisburg and Penn State Dickinson College of Law. And Chancellor Wafa said, you know, we've never had a trustee attend our commencement ceremonies in Scranton. And I immediately said, that will change next year. So that is why I'm here today, and thank you for the invitation. Now, I have a sneaky suspicion that having a trustee at this commencement ceremony next year will not be a problem. And congratulations to Trustee McGloin on your election, and I am sure you will be in my position next year at this time. Congratulations to the class of 2024. What an accomplishment, and all of the people that supported you in getting to this point. I hope you appreciate that what you're receiving today is truly a gift. Now, I know it's a gift that you spent a lot of time in achieving, and as a first-generation college student myself, I know you spent a lot of money to get it. But the beauty of this gift is that it doesn't expire, it doesn't wear out, it doesn't go out of style. It's a gift that gives for the rest of your life, And it's a gift that will increase in value each day of your life because it is the foundation upon which you will build the rest of your life. So take it, appreciate it, and congratulations on receiving it. One of the duties you now have as alumni is that you have a say in the future of your beloved university. All Penn State alumni can participate in the nomination and election process of electing members to the Board of Trustees. Of the 36 members on the Penn State Board of Trustees, 1/4, are elected by our alumni. It's one of the many opportunities that you will have throughout your life to remain active members of the Penn State community that we all love. Please stay engaged. We just completed the trustee election that fortunately elected people like Matt McGloin to our board. The sad part about that is out of our 750,000 plus alumni, we received only 25,000 votes. And it's a sad commentary that our alumni is not taking seriously the importance of electing those alumni trustees. So going forward, as you graduate and you get that ballot in your email box next year, please take a look at the candidates, read their position statements, and vote for the person that you think is most qualified. Now I turn to what is my official duty of the day. Chancellor Wafa, by virtue of the authority vested in and as approved by the Board of Trustees of the Pennsylvania State University, you are hereby authorized on behalf of the Board to confer on each of these candidates the degree earned as certified by the appropriate college faculty and dean.
Thank you, Trustee Clippinger, for the authorization to confer degrees for these candidates assembled. Would the graduates please rise? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and on behalf of University President Neely Bendapudi, I pronounce you graduates of the Pennsylvania State University. You can now move your tassel from the right to the left. I know many times people forget which one is which, right or left, but left it means you are a graduate of Penn State University. Now I'm going to ask you to turn around, face the audience, and thank your loved ones who supported you. Well, thank you so much. Please be seated. The Penn State Scranton Alumni Society is a group that has been a part of our campus for over 30 years. Sean Wolfe is currently serving his first year as president of the Penn State Scranton Alumni Society. As a college student, he attended the Scranton campus for 2 years before transferring to University Park, where he received a Bachelor's of Science in Environmental Resource Management from the College of Agriculture in 2006. He currently works as an Environment, Health, and Safety Manager for the ASIC company in Scranton. So, Sean, please come forward.
Thank you, Dr. Wafa. I'm not gonna lie, this is a little weird up on this side. I used to be on that side. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud parents, and most importantly, distinguished graduates of the class of 2024. My name is Sean Wolfe, president of the Penn State Scranton Alumni Society, and I'm deeply honored to address you on this momentous occasion. This is a day of celebration, reflection, and of new beginnings. To the graduating class, I extend my heartfelt congratulations. Your journey to this point has been marked by hard work, determination, and perseverance. Today, you stand at the threshold of a new chapter in your lives, ready to embark on a path filled with endless possibilities. No matter where your personal journey takes you, from this moment on and forever, you will be a Penn State alumnus. Today marks your acceptance into the largest alumni association in the world. As Penn State alumni, you are part of a global network of leaders, innovators, and change makers. While you pursue your dreams and aspirations, never lose sight of the impact that you have on the world around you. Embrace the opportunity to connect with fellow alumni, to mentor the next generation of Penn Staters, and to give back to the university that has given you so much. Whether it's through your chosen profession, your involvement in your community, or your commitment to making a difference, remember that you have the power to affect positive change in the lives of others. Each person who is part of Penn State community has their own Penn State story, each different, each impactful, and each part of what makes Penn State more than just a university. It makes it a community. Whether it's the first time you tried creamery ice cream, or memories of having breakfast with a lion, the excitement of watching Penn State games with family, or even last-minute cram sessions in the SLC before walking across to Dawson to take your final exam. There's a reason why they say Penn Staters bleed blue and white. It's because Penn State finds a way to impact you not just as students attending university, but as a community welcoming us back as alumni, as parents with our children, and one day possibly as a guest or of a future graduate. In trying to figure out which part of my Penn State story to share with you, I consulted the smartest person I know, my wife, who it just so happens I met at Penn State over 20 years ago. But that's a different story for a different time. And she gave me two pieces of advice. First, make it meaningful for the moment. And second, keep it short. You like to talk. So I put myself back in 2006 when I graduated from Penn State, and I thought of all the thrill, the excitement of commencement. I was very much like some of you right now, a bit overwhelmed. My Penn State experience, a core to my identity of how I saw myself for the past 4 years, was coming to an end. I felt as though my sense of identity at that point was changing forever. I was going to have to get a job, pay bills, and enter the real world. As I sat there listening to my commencement addresses, though excited, I recall lamenting the fact of what I was losing, unaware that at that point, all that I was gaining. Commencement ended, the parties came to an end, and I sat alone in my apartment packing to move out. And that's when at first what it meant to be Penn State came over to me. That's when I had my first Penn State moment. I got my first Penn State email. It was from a local Scranton alumnus, a fellow ERM major, who gave me a list of 75 places to send my resume to get a job in my field. So like a smart Penn State grad, I did just that. I got my first professional job just down the street at his environmental compliance for Alliance Landfill in Taylor. Since that first alumni email, that first job, I've worked over 5 different companies in my career. Each time a Penn State alumnus has given me the opportunity to get my foot in the door, either through external or internal connections. For my part, I've tried to pay it forward whenever I can. Through volunteering, mentoring, career coaching, or simply suggesting a resume gets another look. I do this because when I started my career, I felt the positive impact of being part of a community that was bigger than me. In those hopes, I can aspire that the next generation of Penn Staters will do the same for each other, for their community, for Penn State. This is the type of character traits that all Penn State grads possess, and that counts for a lot. So as you prepare to leave this campus and step into the world beyond, I urge you to remember the values that define us as Penn Staters: integrity, excellence, service to others. These are not just words on a page. They are the guiding principles that have been instilled upon each one of you during your time here. In closing, I want to leave you with a quote from our beloved alma mater. May no act of ours bring shame to one heart that loves thy name. May you always carry the spirit of these words and Penn State with you wherever you go. Congratulations, class of 2024. The world awaits you, and I have every confidence you will accomplish great things. Thank you. We are Penn State.
The faculty and staff of Penn State Scranton and I are very proud of you, graduates of the Penn State University. It is the job of Penn State Scranton to help you prepare for lives of leadership in your homes, businesses, and communities. As a university, our goal has been to help you develop not only a solid foundation of knowledge in your discipline and its application, but also an understanding of the principles that underlie all learnings. Core communication skills, critical thinking, intellectual depth, breadth, and adaptiveness, integration and application of knowledge, understanding of society and culture, belief in values and ethics. Now, I'd like to share some of key points that I have borrowed, and I consider them words of advice that I value and cherish and I live by, and I thought I'll share them with you. Each day is a gift and not a given right. Every second counts because there's no second try. Leave no stone unturned, leave your fears behind, and try to take the path less traveled by. That first step you take is the longest stride. Let nothing stand in your way. These words were written by songwriter Chad Kroeger for a band that you might recognize. And every time I say that, people laugh. Nickelback. See? Now, go forward representing Penn State University and impacting the communities of northeastern Pennsylvania and beyond, not just as better skilled employees, but as more thoughtful, reflective, and committed citizens. We are extremely proud of you. We look forward to hearing back from you as you make your mark in Pennsylvania and the world. Now we invite back Gianna Creole to lead in singing the alma mater. Gianna?
For the glory of Old State, for her founder strong and great, for the future that we wait, raise the song, raise the song. Sing our love and loyalty, sing our hopes that bright and free. Rest, O Mother dear, with thee, all with thee, all with thee. When we stood at childhood's gate, shapeless in the hands of fate, thou didst mold us, dear old state, dear old state, dear old state. May no act of ours bring shame to one heart that loves thy name. May our lives but swell thy fame, dear old state, dear old state.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the 2024 commencement celebration for Penn State Scranton. I'd ask that you remain in your places until the last graduate exits. Now you can join us once the last graduate leaves the facilities to the backstage here for pictures and other good experiences. Thank you and congratulations again.